Hey guys, welcome to our first reading lesson. I'm so excited because it's all about dairy cows. So we're going to go ahead and get started today. We're going to kind of go through our same routine like we would have in the morning. And when we start our morning, usually we go in Starfall and we do our calendar. So if you want to pause the video here and log into Starfall, actually there's no login, but if you go online to starfall.com, they click on, or they probably know what to do because they do it in class. Click on grades 1, 2, and 3, and click on that, and then go to calendar and do today's date on the calendar. So it'll be exciting. After that, they can go on, or you guys can do Jack Hartman for the month song, and there's only a couple more days left in March, so go ahead and take advantage of that, and then we could do the April song and any other Jack Hartman songs that you would like to do. All right, so to get us started, we're going to go ahead and do our phonics warm-up today. Today and the next couple, I'm going to do the sounds that we've already gone over as a class just so that we can remember those sounds. After that, I'm not going to do them anymore, but you can always go back to this video to check them out, just to do the beginning. All right, so here we go, and some of our sounds. And you'll see some of our sounds that we're going to work on this week is going to be the E sound, which is what we did right before we left for spring break. All right, so W-H, whale. P-H, photo. S-C, scarf. S-M, smell. Good job. And I'm going to say the sounds. You can say them after me and then just repeat them with me. Or I can show you. Actually, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the card. You say the sound, and then I'm going to say the sound after you. Good. S-N, snail. Skunk, good. Spy, good. He's spying on his neighbors. Storm. It's end blend. Mask. So it can be at the beginning of the word or the end of the word. Snow. Good. Wand. I consonant E says I, like bike. A-Y, hey, good job. A-U says aw, like haul. Good job, truck. A-W says aw, paw. Great job. Ant. Ooft, gift. Good. Pumpkin. So it's like a middle blend. Ring. U-E, like glue. Y-N-I-E says I, like fry. E-E-double-E says good, like tree. Vowel team, O-E says O, good, toe. I-G-H is I, says I, like sigh. I-E says I, good, tie. Y can say I, good, like fly. E-I-G-H says A, like nay, or neighbor. O-Y, oi, good, like cowboy. A consonant E says A, good, like cake. O-I says oi, spoiled. O-W, ow, bow. O-O, ooh, moon. Good job. E-W says ooh, like brew. O-U, ow, mouse. Good. O-E says O, like toe. This is a doe. A-Y, A, hay. Great job. O-A, boat. O. A-I, A, rain. K-N, night. E-A, another vowel team. E-A says E, eel. E-E-double-E says E, jeep. W-R, wreck. I says I, like lion. U, music. O, robot. A, snake. Some R blends. Grr, ape, grape. TR, tractor. PR, present. FR, frog. BR, broken. DR, drum. CR, crown. Some L blends. SL, sleigh or sled. CL, cool, clown. GL, glove. FL, full, flag. PL, pull, plow. BL, bull, blow. Some are controlled vowels at the end. ER says flower. UR, turtle. OR, storm. IR, bird. AR, farm. CK, chick. TH, thumb. Good job. SH, shark. And CH, chair. Nice job. All right, so like I said, our sounds this week are going to say the E sound. So we're going to see in our poem this week, we're going to see in some of our blending activities that we're going to do is going to be E at the end, like bunny. We're going to see IE, like movie. And we're going to see E, consonant E, and his name is Pete. So we will see him in our poem this week. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to segment and blend some of our words, what we normally would do. So I'm going to say a word, you echo it. We're going to take our slinkies out of our pocket. We're going to stretch the word and then bring it back together. Okay, here we go. Trap. Trap. Trap, good. Spat. Spat. Spat, good. Fled. Fled. Good. Shut. Shut. Good. Smug. 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 Good job. All right, and we're going to do some more. Spud. Spud. Good. Wedge. 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 Great job. Plank. 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 Good. Steep. 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 Great job. And glob. Glob. Good job. Excellent. I'm going to show up our poem today. So here's our poem for the week. I'll get more, oh, there we go. I'll get more tech savvy soon. All right, so this is Birdie Pete, and I'm going to go ahead. We can see some of these E sounding words. We have E, consonant E for our title, and we have IE that says E for Birdie Pete. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to read through the poem. I want you to listen for those E sounding words that you hear. Okay, so you're going to tell whoever is with you that you're watching them with. At the end, I want you to find 3 words that have that E sound. How many words? Excellent. 3 words that have that E sound you're going to tell your neighbor. Okay, so here we go. Birdie Pete loves candy. He thinks candy is dandy. Pete has a baby boy named Brownie. Together, they both eat candy. So go ahead. I want you to tell your neighbor, tell whoever you're with, a couple of those words, or just say them out loud. So how many words again? 3. Good job. All right, great job. All right, so to next video, we'll be doing some more with our phonics and some excellent things there. All right, so we're going to go to our sight words. Real techie here. I got a whiteboard. We're going to do our sight word 60. So the first thing, I'm going to show you a word. I'm going to say it. You're going to repeat it after me. Say it, repeat after me, and then we're going to spell it. and then go on from there. I might actually ask you to tell your neighbor a sentence for these words as well. All right, so here we go. First word, an, 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 an. Let's spell it. What's the word? A-N, A-N, A-N. What's the word? What's the word? Excellent. Our next word is going, 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 going. Let's spell it. G-O-I-N-G. Excellent. One more time. G-O-I-N-G. Excellent. What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? Excellent. It is going. Our next word is once. Like once upon a time. Once. 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 Great job. Let's spell it. Here we go. O-N-C-E. Once. Great job. Let's do it again. O-N-C-E. Excellent. What word? What word? What word? Excellent. It is once. Another one of our sight words. Then. 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 All right, let's spell it. T-H-E-N. Then. T-H-E-N. Then. What word? What word? What word? Excellent job. And our last sight word for the week is think. Good. Well, think. 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 Excellent. Let's spell it. Here we go. T. What word? Good. One more time. T. Good. What's the word? What word? What word? Excellent. It is think. I'm going to put all the words up here. Normally we do sentences right after each word. And going. And let's see, I'm going to put them up there for a second. You can pause the video. I have some friends in class that like to see how many words they can put into one sentence, which is amazing. So here are all of our sight words. I want you to pick one or two or three and see if you can put them in a sentence. So we have an, we have going, we have once, then, and think at the bottom. So go ahead and tell whoever you're sitting next to your sentence or sentences. And you can pause the video here if you need more time. Excellent job. All right, so now we're going to go into our story this week. We're going to do a couple things today. And one of the things that we're going to do is talk about some of our vocabulary words and talk about our purpose for reading today. So some of the things that we're going to be looking for is our main idea and details, because at the end of the week, our culminating activity is going to be, and I'm just going to tell you, is going to be where does milk come from and those steps, because we're going to hear about it in our story today and those steps that go along with Clarabelle's journey. So we're going to be talking about main idea, which is, here we're going to do some mirrors with words. Are you ready? Mirrors with words. Excellent. Main idea is what the story is mainly about. Let's do it one more time. Main idea is what the story is mainly about. Excellent. And then go ahead and put your mirrors away. Those details is evidence from the story to support that main idea. So our focus this week is going to be dairy cows and where milk comes from. So we're going to be able to support our dairy cows and where milk comes from by the end by talking about where all of the milk comes from, what process it goes through, because it goes through a really neat process. But we do have some vocabulary words, so we're going to be listening for some of these words in our reading today. Some of them are funny, but the first one we have manure. Ooh, manure. What is manure? Can you turn to somebody by you and explain to them what manure is? Excellent. And we're going to find out in our story today that has a really a really great purpose besides just smelling bad. So there's our manure word. We also have the word fertilizer. So anyone that has a garden is going to be familiar with fertilizer, helps our plants grow. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to talk about alfalfa. Alfalfa sprouts. Kind of looks like, what does alfalfa look like to you? We're going to see if you're right. All right. Then we have a stall, which is very important for where milk comes from. And we're going to see that in our story. Because what does that look like? What does a stall look like? Yeah, where the cow pretty much works, right? Where the cow works. And then we have teats. Okay, so this is a big important part of our milk journey, where it comes from. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be listening for those words. Actually, let me kind of fix this so you can see them all. We're going to be listening for those words and listening for the milk process. Okay, because we're going to go back in the story. We're going to read it a couple more times, or at least once, and then you could always go back to the video and re-listen to it and watch it. All right, so we have Clarabelle, and she's so cute. So on the back it says, did you know that cow manure can be turned into fertilizer, clean bedding for stalls, and even electricity? These are only a few of the surprising facts you'll discover as Clarabelle and her newborn calf steer you through a busy day on a Wisconsin dairy farm. So we also on Seesaw, there's going to be an activity for you to do today, which talks about the setting of the story. And there's a like a virtual tour of a farm on there, which is really cool. So check it out when we're done here, and then you'll be able to do that activity and turn it in. So here's Clarabelle. Just over the crest of the freshly mown alfalfa field is a huge white-roofed dairy barn lives Clarabelle. There she is. Clarabelle's black fuzzy ears jut out at right angles from the sides of her knobby head. Her soft brown eyes are framed in black and separated by a wide band of white that runs from the top of her head to her muzzle, or her nose. Her angular body is covered with huge black spots that look like splashes of paint. A few pieces of grain and a stray alfalfa leaf or two stick to her whiskery nose, which spends a good part of each day burrowed in a pile of feed. So there she is. Any ideas for alfalfa? Yeah, what she eats? She eats a lot of alfalfa. Clarabelle is a Holstein dairy cow. She lives with 1,200 other cows on a family farm called North Swiss, owned by Sam and Josh's parents and grandparents. The barn sprawls across the top of a rolling hill in northern Wisconsin, surrounded by fields of corn and hay. Thick groves of oak and maple trees dot the landscape, providing habitat for deer and other wildlife that feed on some of the corn grown for the cows. Sam and Josh, along with their two older brothers, help at the dairy when they're not in school. They have an important job. Clarabelle is big and bony. She weighs nearly 1,500 pounds, about as much as a soccer team of second graders with the coaches thrown in for good measure. And she's almost as tall as Josh and Sam's dad. Each year she gives birth to a calf that weighs about 100 pounds. Then she produces milk that is bottled for drinking or made into cheese, ice cream, yogurt, and other dairy products. So there's some hay up there. So we have some captions, which make it pretty important in this story as well. And some corn. Is this story nonfiction or fiction? What do you think? Yes, it is nonfiction. And it has these captions with real pictures that tell us that it's nonfiction to help us along in the story. So this is cottonseed down here and then corn silage. So to make all that milk, Clarabelle eats heaping piles of hay, corn, and soybean meal. The 7 tons of feed she chomps down every year is enough to fill a bedroom to the ceiling 3 times. Her amazing 4-compartment stomach recycles leftover food and fiber products such as brewer's grain, sugar beet pulp, and cottonseed. Finally, the manure she creates during all this manufacturing helps generate electricity. It also provides fresh bedding for the cow stalls as well as fertilizer for the crops grown to feed her. You could say that Clarabelle is a 4-footed factory all on her own. So there's her little baby. Before Clarabelle can produce milk, she has to give birth to a calf. And at North Swiss, calves are born every day of the year. And then on the day Clarabelle's calf is born, 4 other cows give birth too. Cows usually need assistance with calving, but Josh and Sam happen to be helping in the barn when Clarabelle and 2 other cow calves. They're probably experts at what they do. A very important job. Within minutes of the big event, the newborn begins to struggle to their feet as each one endures enthusiastic cleaning by its mother's sandpapery tongue. Snuggled in the deep straw of the maternity pen, the cows are fed bottles of warm, creamy first milk by Sam and Josh. After giving birth, Clarabelle really goes to work. 3 times a day, beginning at 7 o'clock in the morning, she and the other cows from her pen trundle down a lane toward the milking center at Northwest. Clarabelle waits her turn to enter a stall in the center where a worker cleans and prepares her for milking. She stands quietly while a milking machine is attached to her 4 teats. So here is the stall that they put the milking machine on. And then there is a worker at the farm. And here they are in all their stalls. So music floats from a boombox near the entry of the milking center as Clarabelle stands placidly chewing her cud. All the pumps and motors that run the milking equipment are located in the basement, beneath the center, so the equipment stays clean. And why else do you think that they would put the equipment in the basement? What do you think? Yeah, so it stays quiet. So it remains quiet for the cows because if it's too loud, then they're going to get nervous. They're not going to produce as much milk. All right, so whirring fans blow fresh air through the building. As soon as the machine is attached to Clarabelle, she starts giving milk. In less time than it takes for an average kid to eat a bowl of cereal, she gives nearly 5 gallons of milk, enough to pour on 160 bowls of cereal. Who likes cereal? What's your favorite cereal type? Ooh, those are good ones. All right, so the milk then travels from the milking machine through a pipeline to a refrigerated cooler where it is kept fresh and cold. So think it goes right to like a refrigerator, like a big, big refrigerator. So here's that page. Each of the coolers that Josh and Sam are perched on holds 6,000 gallons of milk, enough to make thousands of pounds of cheese or pails of ice cream. Twice each day, a tanker truck pulls up to the milking center and the driver transfers a full cooler of milk to his truck. He dips out a sample of each load to test for bacteria and butterfat and protein and to make sure it is clean and pure. Then the milk is hauled to a cheese factory nearby. So the empty cooler is automatically washed and sanitized and getting ready for more milk. So what is your favorite milk product? So far we've talked about yogurt, ice cream, cheese, milk, just milk in general. Any one of those your favorite? Yeah, excellent. All right, so to manufacture all that creamy white milk, Clarabelle has to eat a lot. She stands at the manger and eats several bushels of feed at one time. Then she lies down and brings some of it back up into her mouth and chews it like bubblegum. This chewing is called rumination or cud chewing, and it's the process that allows a cow to obtain energy from plants. Clarabelle spends 4 out of every 6 hours eating and re-chewing her food. Stuff that humans could never digest travels through her 4-compartment stomach and breaks down into nutritious food. All that chewing makes her produce nearly 30 gallons of saliva a day. That's a lot of drool. So there she is. She's licking her nose. So the rumen is the largest of the 4 compartments. So here it is here. So they have a really big stomach to hold all that feed and re-chew it and chew it some more. in Clarabelle's stomach. It holds 25 gallons of material, or about as much as your bathtub holds when it's half full. So the rumen works like a huge churning, bubbling vat where bacteria and other microorganisms break down the tough, chewy feed into nutrients Clarabelle can use to make food, or excuse me, to make milk, which is typically food. Mountains of chopped corn and alfalfa silage are stored at North Swiss, ready to feed to the cows. Silvery bins of soybean meal, ground corn, and other dry feeds are lined up next to a giant truck scale. Every day, a worker scoops up piles of silage with a machine that has fat wheels and looks like an overgrown go kart. The machine is called a telehandler because its telescoping bucket scoops up each ingredient, lifts it high into the air, and dumps it into a mixer truck. All the good stuff for Clarabelle's balanced diet is measured into the machine and tossed like an enormous garden salad. The mixture is specially formulated by a dairy nutritionalist to meet the needs of all the cows at Northwest. The recipe appears on the computer screen in the mixer truck and in the barn office. The daily feast is delivered right in front of Clarabelle and her hungry herd mates when they come back from the milking center. So there's the truck that it produces, mixes it all up, and then gives it to Clarabelle and the other cows as kind of like a treat, like, thank you for giving us some of your milk. Here's some more, I bet you're hungry. But before Clarabelle returns to her meal, a worker scrapes the manure from her pen. The cow stalls are cleaned and fresh bedding made from the manure is blown from a bedding shooter into the stalls to keep the cows comfortable. So amazing. So they take the manure, mix it up with all this other stuff, and they pump it back into the stalls to create a bedding for the cows to make them really comfortable, which is really neat. Cow stalls full of manure? That sounds pretty yucky. So at North Swiss, they have a complicated bunch of equipment, storage vats located just beyond Clarabelle's barn, turn manure into clean bedding, electricity, and fertilizer. So all that stuff for the soil on the farm. So it gets repumped to the soil so they can grow what they need to grow for the diet, like the alfalfa sprouts and everything, and pumps back into for the different stalls. So the system is called an anaerobic digester, a fancy name for a group of separators, tanks, and converters in which microscopic bacteria eat cow manure and in the process create methane. Methane is a flammable gas that is used to power a generator. The generator makes electricity, which is sold to the local power company, and the leftover solids from the digester is used as bedding for the cows. So at North Swiss, the electrical generator runs day and night, creating enough electricity to power 400 homes. So this is what's left over that goes into their bedding, which makes it comfortable for them. And then this is Josh and Sam with their father and grandfather looking at diagrams on how the digester works, which is pretty interesting. So Josh and Sam's dairy farm is a big operation. Many people besides their family work there. They help cultivate hundreds of acres of crops to grow all the feed needed for Clarabelle and her 1,200 herd mates. Each cow on the farm will produce enough milk in her lifetime to feed a family of 4 for 17 years. But Clarabelle is more than just a mooing, chewing food factory. She's part of Josh and Sam's family heritage that goes back several generations. Without knowing it, she and the rest of the cows at North Swiss create food, renewable energy, and a successful business. Each day, as Clarabelle ambles down the lane from the milking center, buries her big wet nose into a pile of fragrant feed, and spends hours chewing her cud, her remarkable system produces milk and so much more. Alright, so the end. So there's Josh and Sam. So there's all about Clarabelle. She's such a cool cow. Would you want to be a dairy farmer? Yeah. I always told my husband I thought it would be so funny. It was like Forston Dairy. It just has like a little ring to it. I'm just not sure if it's for me. But it is really neat to see how it's done. So if I ever got into it, I guess I could thank Clarabelle for having all that information. So, all right. So what I would like you to do is to go over to Seesaw. There are 2 things for you to do if you have not done them already. One is the virtual field trip for the farm, So you're going to go through the farm. It takes you to like this really cool website that shows you all different parts of the farm. Then the activity at the end, you're going to draw your favorite part of the farm. And then there is an activity where you can just write right on the paper if you can, or you can do a voiceover of the activity. So you can draw the setting of our story, where our story is taking place, and then write a sentence or tell a sentence about what you drew. Okay? All right, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.